know God made water, not science? Water is the only thing in the universe. You know the recipe, and you can't make none.
Say it one more time, Katt, for the people in the back.
For anything else, if you want to make it, you just need the recipe. And as soon as you get it, you can make you some. Not this, though. God made this. And we all know the recipe. H to the 2 to the O. If you put an H and an O together by yourself, you just have a hole. And you can leave a hole of water, but she ain't gonna make none.
He's just a comedian, but I have literally had people who have recently come or made a comment towards me saying that, well, Katt Williams said in reference to the Bible versus science. And the fact that someone had the audacity to think that they were making some headway, or that they would make some headway because Katt Williams said, man cannot make water, but God made water. And then there was this joke that I'll tell you that they then made. There's other statement towards it that I'll tell you in that a joke from a joke. God dang. So anyway, the first mistake is that you're listening to Katt Williams for your knowledge. Now, there are some comedians who make very valid points, and those points are substantiated, but this one is not. You see, to say that we do not know how to make water is actually a fallacy. We know how to make water. We can put H2O, together. Nuclear fission is not impossible. Controlling the energy output, we've just learned how to control that energy output. But as far as nuclear fission, it is very possible. So we can make water. And here's the thing: if we can make anything else, then at an atomic level, then we can certainly make water. Now, I know he's trying to, and what people didn't realize, he's saying that, the recipe for like maybe a cake or a recipe for something else, and then comparing that to the atomic structure of a recipe, the recipe of an atomic structure. So we can do nuclear fission. We've known for a very long time how to do nuclear fission. It's just, we've just learned how to control the energy output from it, and that will change the world in the next 50 years. But we can do it. So he's wrong. You can make water. Now, there's a joke that Christians or people like to say where a man was saying that he can make the water, or he can make a man out of dust, and the guy was saying like, okay, well, go ahead and make a man out of dust. And the man gathered up some dust, and then the guy said, don't use my dust. Right? So the joke sounds funny, and it seems like, oh, man can only do, and science is only figuring out exactly what God had already done, and notions of that. But you have to, if you think about it logically, the God in the other joke where he's trying to make man out of dust is saying that you have to be able to make man out of nothingness. But we know that there is no such thing as nothingness. So if there is no such thing as nothingness, then God made man out of something, because there was no nothingness. So even this God had to have some type of material that was around. Now, hermetically speaking, if you apply the hermetic thought process to this God, then everything that this God would have made could have only come from itself. If this God is God, then everything is of itself. And as far as the Christian belief goes, if anything has anything of God in it, that is the consciousness of God, the being of God, that thing would know that it is God. But of course, the plant, the tree, this pen does not know that it is God. It is merely a pen. So therefore, the Christian ideas of this God creating everything of itself cannot be rendered as correct. Now, if this God did not create everything from of itself, then what substance was there for this God to create? So Christians would then say, well, God created on the word, the word, the word. Well, here's the thing. Words are a frequency, but even frequencies have matter. There has to be matter to be present for a frequency to even exist. So even frequencies exist at a atomic level. So there still has to be some form of matter in existence, even for the word to create. Because otherwise, Christians, you're saying that your God created out of nothingness. But nothingness does not exist. Your God violates the very thing that you claim that people who are atheists or agnostic, that you claim that atheists and agnostics say that the universe was created out of nothingness, when we don't say that. In the previous video explains that in more detail. So, but in the Hermetics, it's different. In the Hermetics, it is that everything is from the all, but everything is not the all. The all is in all, but all are not the all. It's the divine paradox, meaning that the consciousness is not spread out with the essence of all that manifests from the mental thought of the all, the mental frequency of the all. So it's not the same as the Christians. It gives the understanding that everything has always existed and everything will always exist, but it all exists in the mind of the all. Whereas the Christian mindset is this God created everything either from itself, but everything would know that it's God, or out of nothingness. So who's the real thing? Who's the real people that are saying that this God created out of nothingness? And Katt Williams, we can make water. So you might need a new, well, you know what? That joke is going to work with most of your people, because most of your people are Christians and non-scientific, so it wouldn't matter. So y'all have a great day, and always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.